Hello, my good people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. It depends with the time you're watching this kind of a video. So here in Kenya, it is now, actually it is 11 a.m. in the morning, yeah? 11 a.m. People are just doing their own works, yeah? So today I'm just going to do something about pig farming. If you are new in pig farming, here the script for you. If you intend to keep pigs in future, this script is meant for you. So I'm going to discuss some various topics too in this video. One of the topics are why pig farming. Another thing is how to make a piggery unit. The piggery unit is where pigs are staying. Another thing is about management practices in pigs. Another thing, we'll talk about disease management, so that means it entails even the vaccination, yeah? So I'll talk about the vaccine that you can do in your piggery unit, maybe the piggery when you have decided to venture in this profitable thing. Another thing, we'll just do something about market analysis for pork meat. So that means when you venture in this business, where will you sell this pork at the end of the day? So I'm going to venture on that so that we can really appreciate what we are going to discuss. So I'll start with a topic called why pig farming. Yeah, and these are the reasons why I consider why people should focus on this pig farming. Yeah, I'm discussing as I am showing you the camera, the way here we have pigs. You can really appreciate the way these piglets are actually circling, and the entire thing you can see others are yawning, and you really appreciate about that. Yeah, you can see this pig over here. It is sleeping like a king. You can see we have some piglets here. Yeah, we have some piglets here. I think they're just enjoying themselves. Yeah, because you can see one riding another one because actually they want to circle. Yeah, they are just trying to get where we have milk. Yeah, so just to discuss about a topic in why pig farming. Yeah, because many of people think that this venture is a dirty venture, because there is a script I made about this pig rearing. Yeah, when I told people that one of the cleanest animal in this world is pigs, and let me prove you why I said that. When you see where it is sleeping, it has not defecated anywhere where it is sleeping or anywhere near near where it is feeding from. The place where it has defecated, you can see it is near the door here. So that means it has just put aside a place where it can defecate in this side. You see this side, this is a place where this pig defecates, and with this the younger ones will copy from it. So I was to dive with a topic of why pig farming. Let me just enter in this house for pig, then we discuss about the topic of why pig farming. So when somebody asks you why pig farming, what you should just put in mind, one of the reasons is high reproduction rate. So that means that this kind of a pig can give you a good litter. It can give birth to around 8 to around 14 piglets within a go. That's one of the reason. Another reason, actually, if you look at the gestation period, the period between farrowing, the act of giving birth for pigs is called farrowing. It only takes 3 months, 3 weeks, 3 days, and maybe I was almost saying something like maybe 3 hours and 3 minutes, 3 seconds, but that's not the thing. It's just a matter of 3 up to 3 days, then you stop from there. About hours and the entire thing, actually it depends. Actually, what I can say, it depends. So this pig, the way it is and the entire thing. So another reason is about you can see this pig rate. It is fast growth rate. Pig reaches market weight for at around 9 to 120 kgs within 5 to 6 months. Like you can see these piglets that are here are just 1 week old, but you can see now they are very strong, moving up and down. The dam here is well relaxed, so that means they grow very fast. Another thing is about efficient meat feed to meat conversion. So that means when it feeds, it's the feed that has been ate by these pig converts to make meat very fast. Another thing is about pig, that is pork demand. So in terms of pork, very well, we have local market. When I'm talking about local market for pork, that means butchers, the community at the end of the day want to feed on pork. Then we get that another thing that about local market, maybe you can even have some market maybe in school, so that you can be taking pork milk. Then we have the international market. A lot of people here outside world feed on pork. So that means the demand in terms of pork, it is very high worldwide, but from the local market to the international market. So that means when you keep pigs, you won't lack market for your pork. Another thing is about pigs can able to utilize waste. When I'm talking about waste utilization, I'm talking to something maybe feed, something like a pig, they can eat anything, so that means waste from the kitchen can be given to the pig and still they will eat. Waste from the gardens can be given to pigs and still will eat. But for me, many of the times I don't advocate to some of the waste, because some of the waste maybe they're not hygienic at all. And remember, when you store those waste for a longer duration, you can get that molds have started growing, and apart from molds, something like aflatoxin levels will start building up. And you remember these things like aflatoxins, they don't, some instances they don't affect the pig directly, but the consumer now, when you consume maybe pork from a pig that maybe actually ate something containing aflatoxin, you are at risk of that aflatoxin harming you. So let us feed our pigs with at least something like a good diet, and I'll take you through what pigs usually eat, and actually you just appreciate. I have to dive on that topic when I will be discussing about how to feed your pigs. So the second topic that I'm going to dive is about actually construction of a piggery unit. When you can see, let me just show you a back camera on how this structure is. We can really appreciate, because this is one of the simplest piggery structure that we can really appreciate. Remember, this is not my place, but one of the YouTubers' place, so that I've just come to visit so that I can just show my audience how things work here. Because actually maybe tomorrow or another day we can do something about piglet. So I was to dive about something about piggery unit. Let me show you this simple structure of a pig unit that actually, let me show what you can see. This is a simple structure of a piggery unit, and when you are constructing this piggery unit, make sure it is away from the residential place. Where you can see the residential place is far away there, but the piggery unit is here. But even though it is far away, make sure that the road coming to this piggery unit is very actually good road, because at the end of the day you have to pass through the road so that you can enter your piggery unit. Another thing is about it must have a reliable source. Like here, this pig has a reliable source, because at the end of the day or early in the morning, it has to be fed. This is the feeding trough of the waterer, the yellow one that you can see there, that is the waterer. So that means it has to be having water every morning. So they place water every morning, and apart from placing water every morning, they have to ensure that this water is sufficient. It should be always be there. So I'll have to maybe recommend making a bigger waterer for this pig, so that it can sustain it the whole day. Another thing you can look is about actually the security from theft. Because the homestead, it is well secured, because we have fence all around. So that means this place is very secured from theft. And apart from that, even where it is sleeping, you can see it is sleeping in a house. So that means it is not exposed to the thieves and the entire thing, yeah. Even apart from thieves, even the predators, yeah, because you know we have some predators that can even hunt the pig, even if the pig itself, yeah, it is actually it does not like jokes, yeah. So that's it about housing, but I'm going to talk deeply about housing, on how to construct the requirement for your housing structure. One of the requirements that you can see, like here in tops, there is a space all around. Let me show you, yeah. You can see the sides are made of something like timber, but in between those timbers there is a space, yeah. So those space are for, one of the things is about ventilation, yeah. So that means air blows inside here very well and goes outside there. Another thing is about good drainage to avoid wet flow, yeah. As you can see, the flow is slanting towards one direction, yeah. Water from that side can either go to that hole there. You can see this hole here. It can either go here or go to this other place, yeah. So that means the drainage is very good, yeah. It is draining to one direction. And apart from that, you can see that this pig has furrowed recently. So that means the owner of this pig has to come with a way of putting separating the pregnant source, nursing source. Both are the male pigs, and also the winners should be alone and the growers should be alone. Maybe in future when the number will be increased, we can see only one dam, one mother, that is a sow. Then we have some 3 piglets here. So that means this farm is expanding. Because this farm is expanding, so that means this farmer is going to expand this place where he will separate the pigs. Because even I was advising, yeah, because these piglets were born here, you can just get somebody after they're being weaned, you can get somebody who you can give the male ones so that he can go keep and get another male, or what you do, you just castrate. Because I can't recommend him to feed, actually to keep this male, because they have been born here. So that means, yeah, if he's aiming at doing artificial insemination for pigs, because we usually have artificial insemination for pigs, and one time, yeah, I'll show you how this artificial insemination for pigs is being done, yeah, because it has its special instruments on how to inseminate pigs, yeah. So what I can really recommend about for this saw, yeah, like this saw, because I came here when he was constructing here. I have a clip on that, and I really advise him on how to do this construction, because the saw with pig requirement is around 4 to 5 meters. So it should be enough maybe to accommodate the entire, and make sure that these things they be here very well, yeah. Another thing is about material to use. One of the material that has been used here, you can see the iron sheet on the upper side. You can see timbers on the actually supporting the iron sheet. Another thing, you can see timbers on side by side. Okay, because I recommended for him to put some blocks, yeah, to maybe from down up to 2 feet. The reason was actually to avoid the free flow of air, especially on the downer side, yeah, because it can dispose this pig to something like pneumonia. But you can see still, yeah, we had to improvise, because you can see this pig has a stand where it is sleeping on, yeah. You see the way it is sleeping on a stand. So that means, yeah, it does not sleep directly on the floor. So these prevent it from incidences of maybe pneumonia and the entire thing, because I told him to avoid anything about this pig sleeping on the floor, because it will cause a lot of complications and other things, yeah. And about floor, yeah, like you can see, this is maybe the floor is down. Apart from the floor is down, that's why it has something like that, it has something like that is hipped there, so that it can sleep there. But in a real scenario, maybe if you can do a raised system where these pigs will be on a raised surface, so that they cannot be exposed to maybe the floor direct, will be very appreciable. So Another advice this farmer is about putting maybe some foot bath in the entrance. Yeah, this is the entrance, but in a rush of construction. Yeah, and the pig was coming very soon. Yeah, because I told him to put a foot bath there. This is for biosecurity measures and control entry of visitors vehicle to these premises, because you know something about pigs. We have some diseases in pigs like African swine fever and other diseases that can be brought to the farm. Yeah, so that means, yeah, with a mechanism of how to do regular disinfection on these premise and the entire thing, so that to avoid things like we call infections and any other thing. That is what we call biosecurity. In terms of predators, you can see this place is well secure. No predator like maybe a dog and any wild animal can enter here easily, yeah, because it is well secured all around, yeah, and that is something that he has done very well, yeah. So dive in a topic about actually choosing the right breed. Remember, when you want to venture in this pig rearing, one of the factors that you have to consider is because you have to choose a very good breed. What do I mean by a good breed? You have to choose one of the breed that actually it has to be with a faster growth rate, and another thing is about actually it has to have a large litter. When I'm talking about large litter, so that means it can able to reproduce large number of piglets. So that means I'm talking about 8 to maybe 16 piglets at a go. So when you get that type of pig, that means this farming of pig can be very profitable to your farm. Another thing is about feed efficiency. Yeah? These pigs should be able to convert the feed that it takes to meat very efficiently. So that means it adds weight very fast. Another thing is about adaptability and adaptability to the local climate. Yeah, I'm talking about adaptability to the local climate. Yeah, like you can see here, we are in a setup. So that means, yeah, you have to do everything that it takes. Yeah, like this pig, it came from this actually not far from here, around 5 kilometers from here. So that means this pig is adapted to this climate. Yeah, so nothing like acclimatization was done. Yeah, acclimatization is where maybe you inject some of the drugs so that it can adapt well to this ecosystem. Yeah, but for this pig, yeah, nothing like acclimatization was done. So it just adapted, and you see now it has kids. I'll tell you a little history why these pigs are less, yeah, as compared to what I'm talking. Yeah, so we have some popular breeds of pigs that are known. Yeah, so there is a large white. When you're keeping these pigs, you have to know the characteristics of pigs so that you can really appreciate when buying pig. Yeah, if you buy a large white, large white are good mothers and fast growers, so the piglets become very fast and they grow very fast. Another thing is about landrace. Yeah, they are good milkers and gives you heavy liters. Yeah, so heavy litter means that litter that are coming from that kind of pig, yeah, they are very heavy in terms of weight and everything. Yeah, Duroc, they grow very faster and strong meat quality. The Hampshire, they are hardy and well muscular. Then the crossbreed, like this is a crossbreed which has combined various traits. Yeah, like you can see, this one has combined various traits. One of the traits, adaptability. Apart from adaptability, it has traits for mothering ability. So that means even it has traits for actually meat conversion efficiency. So it has all the traits needed for a very good pig. Yeah, in terms of feeding management, so what I usually tell people about feeding rabbit, yeah, pig nutrition requirement, it will be fair. Like now it does not have any feed, but I know the owner will feed it. So that means it has to be having carbohydrate. So carbohydrate basically is just energy giving food. That means it's energy. Then protein will actually promote growth and production. Then vitamins and minerals. These actual vitamins boost is just something like immunity. So that means your pig should be to get access to vitamins minerals. You mix, if minerals are not sufficient, you make sure you go buy some maybe DCP, you put there. There are some pig premixes in the market, so that that can lead to maybe fast growth. You mix to the ration so that you have a healthy actually you have a healthy pig, because is the future of your farm. When any other animal, not only these pigs, make sure that you raise them the way you can raise yourself, because even for these pigs, they have right to do all other things, and you have to make sure that you feed these pigs in stages. We have piglets which are like these ones are the piglets, so that means 0 to 8 weeks they have to be given crib feed. So crib feed are actually meant for this type of breed of actually these the smaller pigs, like this one. Then another thing, when they reach around 2 to 4 months, you feed them on grass feed. Then when they're around 5 to 6 months, you actually feed them on the finisher feed. Then when they are pregnant, you give them sow feed. And when they're lactating, when I'm talking about lactating, this is the period of pregnancy. When they're lactating, make sure that you feed them on actually sow and winners feed, because it has a lot of nutrients that the pig requires. Like now you can see it is now for food so that it can eat, but the owner not just giving them food, but I know he will give them. So another something about feeding these pig is about always provide clean water and avoid overfeeding the boar. If he could be having a male here, he should avoid overfeeding that male, because you know, when you overfeed the boar, that means performance will really reduce. You can see this mother is walking. It has come next to my foot, but for me, I don't fear these pigs. I don't fear these pigs. When if it comes lick my foot, I don't fear anything. So that means you should avoid overfeeding the boar. Another thing is about gradual feed changeover, because I remember when this pig was coming to this farmer, where this pig came from, it was actually feeding on waste. When I'm talking waste, so that means the remains from the hotel, the entire thing, it was feeding on that, because the intention of this farmer was to have a clean pig. So I advise this farmer what to do, because it is used to the remains from the hotel and the entire thing. So I advise him to just buy a commercial feed, because by then it was feeding on sow and winner. So I told him, go buy sow and winner. So what you do, just take the feed, then you mix slowly by slowly. So the slowliness is called the gradual, the gradual transition of feed. So you just put maybe like this week you just introduce like a quarter to the other ratio. So that means the hotel feed, you put something like 3/4, then a quarter of the feed. In the next week, as you going in the next week, you put half a half. So that means when you put maybe 1 kg of the hotel feed, you put 1 kg of the commercial feed. Then the third month, you now go a quarter in the hotel. Then for this pig, you do what we call 3/4. Then by that, in the 4th month, you will be having actually you'll now be feeding the commercial feed. It will adapt to that, because when you give it directly, one of the things that you'll do, apart from it not feeding that meal, another thing, it can even cause stomach upset, because this is something that is not used to. It will get difficulties in terms of digestion and the entire thing. So something about feeding, it should be done gradually, so that it can adapt, it can know this is what here things work, and the entire thing. Like you can see now, it is, I don't know what it is chewing. It is, I don't know what is chewing. Like now you can see how pigs chew their mouth, and you can see the piglet too, they are trying. I don't know what they are eating, because I cannot see any meal here. So another thing that I was talking about is breeding and farrowing management. So that means that breeding age, when there's some age that you have to put into your mind, you can start breeding your pig at around 7 to 8 months. 7 to 8 months. So that means these pigs will be around 100 kg or even if it is maybe it is not that pig that becomes very big, yeah, just use the age, because 7 to 8 months, that means the reproductive tract is well grown and it can hold pregnancy without any challenges. And in terms of actually mating, yeah, one can choose to have a boy. A boy is the male pig. You can you do what we call artificial insemination. Yeah. One time I'll show you how these pigs are being inseminated, and I'll have to show you mating signs on how to determine. See, now it is just near me. How to determine that this pig actually it is on heat. Yeah. One of the things that we usually look, it is you see that is the vulva, yeah? It should be red and swollen, yeah? And because this is alone, we don't expect something like mounting on each other, yeah? It won't mount itself, yeah? So just look at the vulva. When you see the vulva is swollen, just know this pig is pregnant, yeah? Another thing is about the gestation period. Remember I told you that it takes 114 days, so that means it is 3 months, 3 weeks, 3-day rule, yeah? Another thing is about farrowing preparation. Make sure that you move this saw from here to the farrowing pen 1 week before. So that means when this pig wants to farrow, it shouldn't be maybe in this place, because pigs have an history about sleeping maybe on the young ones, or after maybe, because you see when it wants to wake, it first sits in a sitting position. So let's say for example it was giving birth from this end, yeah, and it was giving birth from this end. So when it is waking, yeah, it will sit first, then stand. So when it is sitting, it can sit on the babies, yeah, on the piglet. So that's how this farmer, yeah, came up with the 3 piglets. Other died, because another thing about why we really suspected something like inbreeding, yeah, because some of these piglets were coming dead and smaller in size. So that means there was something like inbreeding, but I advised him, yeah, because out of this one pig, yeah, which is here, from this pig we can get a lot of piglets, yeah, when you just avoid something like inbreeding and the entire thing, yeah. Another thing that when farrowing approaches, he should infect the area. You see the way this pig likes me, yeah, they are just come near where it is defecating. So I don't know why it has come here, I don't know. Okay, I won't say that. Another thing is about providing nesting material, yeah, like nesting material. So that means it is soft bedding, yeah. You put some soft beddings there, then the pigs sleep on that soft bedding, like maybe grass and the entire thing, yeah. And you see now it is waggling the tail, yeah. Another topic that I'm going to talk about is caring for the piglets, yeah. Immediately when they have been born, yeah, make sure you clean the mucous membrane, yeah. Mucous membrane, what I can say about mucous membrane, that means, yeah, the nostril, the mouth and the entire thing, yeah, to avoid something like suffocation or choking, yeah. You know, when it actually, okay, it helps in breathing and suffocation. You see the way these things are jovial, running up and down, yeah. You can see like that one has gone, yeah, to disturb some hen, yeah. It can be kicked with a hen and then it comes here crying, yeah. So yeah, another one is here, yeah. You can see the way they are running here. It is here. So yeah, I told you these things are very jovial, running up and down, yeah. They are running up. See, look at the way they are entering here, yeah. Keep in mind when, okay, I was talking about this piglet, yeah. You clean that, then you cut and disinfect the novel, yeah. The novel, we see that where we have where the umbilical cord is attached, yeah? Actually down the belly, the midpoint, there is where the belly is. You make sure that you disinfect there with maybe something like iodine, and you make sure that will be well, yeah? Another thing, you give iron supplement at the 3rd day, yeah. This about iron supplement, this is something for any other pig farmer should do, giving iron supplement. This because when these piglets are being born, yeah, remember they need a huge amount of iron in their body, around 250 milligrams of this iodine, yeah. But remember when they are being born, yeah, they only have around 50 milligrams of iodine in their body. So you have to supplement them with iron, because the dam, yeah, that is the mother does not have sufficient iron for this kid, because at the end of the day, like this, you can see this dam here, it is not going out. So that means, you know, the source of iron actually comes from the soil. When you see that the source of iron comes from the soil and it does not access to the soil, so that means you have to supplement the iron so that you can make your piglets actually strong and healthy. The another advantage of giving them iron injections, it makes the piglet to mature very fast. They mature very fast. Actually, it boosts the immunity, so it has a lot of benefit. Yeah. Another thing, you provide crib feed from day 7. Yeah. Day 7, when providing crib feed, remember I told you crib feed, these are nutrient for these small piglets. Another thing I'm going to talk about is disease management in this pig. Yeah. Remember I started with putting a water bath there. That is one of the preventive measures. So what I'm going to tell about common diseases, we have the African swine fever, where it just comes, wipe your entire flock of these sheep and the entire thing. You see now, this here, talk up. Yeah, it wipes your stock. Yeah, that is the killer disease. Then I usually talk about something like foot and mouth. Yeah, foot and mouth, it is the disease that affect the hooves. Yeah, hooves are those feet in between the legs. Yeah, you can see that we have hooves. Yeah, the way there are something like a V-shaped ear in between. Yeah, this is what we call the hooves. In the running. So foot and mouth affect that region and the mouth region. Hit this pig. Yeah, it makes sure that it does not feed very well. So when it does not feed well, yeah, this animal gets in terms of nutrients and the entire thing. So that means it can maybe, because that is a viral disease, it can suffer to death, because it won't be able to walk, it won't be able to feed. So with that, it becomes weak, and when another disease comes, it can this pig. Another thing is about worm infestation. You know, the way I said, yeah, pig usually feed on a lot of maybe when you get food from a hotel and the entire thing, yeah, that food is not clean enough. So that means this pig is supposed to be dewormed at good. You must deworm this pig at maybe after 3 months. You deworm your pig so that you can remove what we call worm overload. That is worm infestation. Yeah, and we have some good dewormers in the market that are recommended for pigs, like maybe Ascarex. We have maybe injectables, like maybe something like ivermectin. We have some other things, that other drugs that can be used in your pig. Another thing is about mange or skin parasites. You have seen some pigs that maybe the skin has something like dandruff. Apart from dandruff, you can see others. It is like the skin is just when you do this, it is like the hair. We have something like alopecia. Yeah? Alopecia is the loss of hair. You see that some hair is coming out. Yeah, that is what we call mange, and mange is caused by mange mites. Yeah? We have some I call them organism called actually we call the organism, they can be in this pig. Then it starts when you see a pig scratching it back, not disturbed, irritated, you just know that is a mange infestation. Yeah. So another thing is about the rearing, especially for the pigs. Yeah, we usually have what we call scores, piglet score. That means it is diarrhea. So that means you must, that's something like a score. Remember when piglet like this, it becomes it starts scoring. Yeah, scoring is the diarrhea. You get that it can be from infection or any other thing. So it should be treated very abruptly, very faster, because through that scoring, yeah, it gets dehydrated. Yeah, once it gets dehydrated, it will be emaciated, and after being emaciated, so that means it can even die because of that score, because it can even be from bacterial infections and the other thing. So another thing I was telling you, to prevent most of the diseases in these pigs, you do what we call vaccination. So you have to come with a vaccination schedule, especially swine fever, because African swine fever actually should be given at the second month, yeah, like the piglets, yeah. Once the piglets have gone, yeah, when the piglets are around 2 months, they are supposed to be vaccinated against the African swine fever, and make sure that these piglets, okay, for this bigger pig, yeah, it is supposed to be vaccinated. Actually, it's supposed to be dewormed after 3 months, but for the smaller ones, it is supposed to be dewormed every month until they're at an age of around 4 months. But even others give dewormer even after 2 weeks, so that to have a healthy pig, yeah, a healthy pig, yeah. So that's it, huh? Okay, I was talking about another thing is maybe general health tips. So to achieve all these about maybe good health tips, one of the things that you have to do is regular disinfection. Apart from regular disinfection, make sure that it is always clean every day, yeah, because something like maybe waste can predispose these things, and so maybe it can predispose this pig to maybe some bacteria, because some infection actually from the environment. Another thing I'm talking about good health tips is good ventilation, to prevent respiratory diseases. One of the respiratory diseases I talked about having actually something like pneumonia. So to avoid pneumonia, this place should be well ventilated and avoid any coldness from the floor and the sides of these premises. So that's why you can see it is well ventilated. Another thing is about separate sick animals immediately. Let's say for example, you have a sick pig here. It should be separated from here, then put in a place that we call separation, where the sick can be placed, so that it can be there to avoid something that we call some diseases can be maybe contagious. Contagious diseases are those will be transmitted from one pig to another pig. That is a contagious disease. And even for the zoonotic disease, we have something that we call the zoonotic disease. These are diseases that can be transmitted from an animal to human. We have a lot of those diseases, something like anthrax. That is a zoonosis disease. Zoonotic disease. It can be transmitted from this pig to human. Maybe from another animal to human. Those are that is what we call zoonotic disease. So I was talking about contagious disease. So make sure you separate the sick pig from, maybe if we have a sick pig here, make sure you have a place where you can put it so that it can be there, given medication separately, given maybe special treatment for pig. Remember, the way a sick person is being given a special treatment, even for pigs, it should be always there. Remember, I usually tell people that treating something or preventing something, it is much cheaper than maybe having hospital bills and the entire thing, because that will be a burden. So just prevent, everything will be good. Just prevent, you won't have diseases and everything. So I'm going to tackle about something about market and economics. So for market, we have selling option. First of the selling option that we have in this world is selling live pigs, maybe to butchers, middlemen. So when I'm talking about selling live pigs, so that means somebody can come here, buy the whole pig from here, goes to maybe to butcher, to just, it can be slaughtered in butcher level and then given to human for consumption. Another option is about the middleman. A middleman can come here, take a pig, then go sell to a butcher. Then at the end of the day, what you need is cash. So that's it about actually, or that is one of the way you can sell your pig. Another way you can sell your pig is about you sell pork. You do what we call your own slaughter, your own butchery. But remember, there is something that we call public health, where we have something like meat inspection, because even if you want to slaughter a pig in your homestead, make sure this pig is well, it is well inspected by meat inspector, because once once pork is found in that market and this it wasn't even inspected, my friend, you'll be in trouble, because at the end of the day there are people who are going to feed on this pig, because these people are going to feed on this pig. So that means this pig should be free from any other contamination. This pig that is being slaughtered, because for maybe if a pig wants to be slaughtered, one of the things you have to call the maybe inspector to come and inspect the pig when it is alive. You know, there are some diseases you can see when a pig is alive, yeah. So that means you can see a pig this way, like this one, yeah. This pig is very healthy. When I look at this pig, yeah, the ears, you see how it is, the ears looks like very healthy pig. You can see now it is rolling, so that means it is very active, yeah. It does not show any sign of disease, yeah. Remember, for a sick animal is very dull, but this animal is very aggressive. So that means this is a healthy pig. So that means, yeah, you see, like the weight is disturbing that way, yeah. So that means there is a possibility, yeah, these piglets can be maybe having tooth, yeah. I'll recommend you they be clipped the tooth, yeah. So because it can be actually causing injuring this mother on the teeth. So I'll tell the person to do what we call tail docking, to cut these tails because they are bigger enough to creep those actually those teeth for these piglets, because you see the way they are suckling, yeah. You get that it reaches a point this dam starts complaining. So that means there is a possibility they have very big tooth causing harm for these bigger pig, yeah? Remember, those are the requirements that I talked about needed for a piglet, tooth clipping, maybe castration and other things. But when I'll come do it here, I'll show you how we do it, and I'll explain in an elaborate way, yeah? Because we can even do about castration, we can do about tooth clipping, we can do about tail docking. Another thing that these farmers should do, just having a chain from there up towards here down to keep this piglet and this mother, because we can see it is somehow hungry, yeah? Putting a chain keeps it busy. So when this actually leaking that chain and the entire thing, yeah, it won't disturb, it won't do anything. So that means everything will be fine, guys, huh? So it won't, maybe it will be sleeping, waking up, goes to the chain, start leaking that chain, and things goes well. I was talking about how to sell your pig. Another thing, you can sell your pig for breeding, yeah. What do I mean by breeding? You can sell to other farmer, because there is where money is, yeah? You sell to other farmers so that he can go keep the pig to maturity, give piglet the way this one has given piglet, and at the end of the day the other farmer benefits, and actually even you too, you benefit from that sale. When you are selling to the other farmer, you can sell when it is like a piglet. Somebody can come here, take the piglets. Another thing, you can sell the gills, and other thing, you can sell the bow. Bow is the male, eh? So that's how about selling. And another thing you have to do is what we call cost and profit analysis, and I can give you a real example for cost and profit analysis. What you do, you just take one of the things is input cost. Just do how much money do you spend in the feed, how much money do you spend in the housing, how much money do you pay the veterinarian when the veterinarian comes here. Because I told you me I'm not a veterinarian, but I have that knowledge. I just give advice, huh? So you have to write down how much expenses that you spend, because at the end of the day it will reach a point that you want to sell these pigs. So when you are selling, make sure you sell according to the expense that you have incurred, because you have to divide so that at the end of the day you have the profit. Remember, this is a venture, and at the end of the day this is a business, and while doing business you must have a profit. So you getting this profit, you have to mark out or to work out your maths. That's why I usually recommend people to keep records, proper records. At the end of the day, make sure you calculate your maths and make sure that your maths are adding up and you get a lot of profit. So when calculating about profit, calculate based on liter size and feed cost. My people, I'll repeat again. Calculate based on the liter size and feed cost. Remember, feed cost actually keep on fluctuating in the market, and calculate that way and know how much profit you'll make. Let me tell you tips on how to maximize profit. One of the things that I've talked about is record keeping. Record keeping, that means that you must have records for births, you must have records for feeds, and you must have records for sales. Another thing about maximizing profit is about quality breeding, stronger genetics. When I'm talking stronger genetics, I touched something about avoid inbreeding in any way. Another thing, if you want to achieve these stronger genetics, make sure you do what we call artificial insemination, because the reason why this farmer does not have a bow here, actually I'm the one who caused this farmer does not have a bow here, because do you know why? Majority of farmers here around, they do inbreeding. But I told him, for the sake, because you want a pig, because he was insisting, but he needed a male and a female. But I told him, no, this is not the way to go. When you can't take a male and a female from one farm, and you know these farms from here, one farmer sells to another farmer buys from another farm. Why can't you just take a female one? When it requires insemination, we will do for it insemination that we call artificial insemination. We get maybe semen from a breeder outside here Kenya, because outside here Kenya, so that means having imported semen for pigs. So having imported semen for pigs, so that means you can achieve good traits in terms of fast maturity and the entire thing. From what we have here, we can breed this pig from what we have to something having actually the super traits, the hybrid itself, but we have to be having baby steps. I usually tell every farmer, start with a baby face, not baby face, baby steps. Start with the baby steps, then at the end of the day you'll get where you want to be. So I was talking about actually records that actually how to maximize another thing that I was talking about to maximize profit is selling directly to the consumers. When you sell your pork directly to the consumer, in selling direct to the consumer, one of the ways that you can do, you have a butcher, then you sell after meat inspection and the entire thing. You just have an outlet where you sell your meat. You can you can get a lot of fortunes from that. Another thing is maybe by value addition. In value addition, you're not restricted on how to add your value. Even you can just put a pork base, even nyama choma base for a pig meat, where you can actually add value, then you sell your pig. If you have enough muscle, you can do even the packaging, where you can have something that it is being packed, then transported to maybe outside market so that it can be sold. You can actually get a lot of fortune from this pig farming. You can get a lot of fortune from these pig farming. Where is this pig? Okay, you can get a lot of fortune from pig farming. You see the way this pig has just slept on its streets. So that means there is a possibility it is feeling a lot of pain when these people, these smaller ones suck. You can see they are here. The three of them, they're here now. The mother is sleeping at the farthest end, so that means there is a possibility it is feeling pain, when it is being sucked. So we have to clip this teeth to avoid injury to the mother, injury in future, because you can get a pig that is very aggressive when you want to touch it, because it will be having longer tooth or teeth. You get that it can even bite you. These things are not good at all. Sometimes they become very aggressive. So that's it for today. If you are a pig farmer, if you want to venture in pig farming, just make sure you watch you watch this video through the fullest. I'll be having other topics, maybe about tail docking, about teeth clipping, iron injection, that I have to show you the way these things are being done. Yeah, so if you want to venture in this field of pig rearing, yeah, subscribe to my YouTube channel that goes by the name Farm with Maxwell, yeah? Because some people ask me, why not Lumumba again? Yeah, because I changed the name because Lumumba is much of African name. Yeah, so I was getting a name that suits every other person, because my name, as I said, my name's Maxwell Lumumba. So I've now decided to change the YouTube name to Farm with Maxwell, so that I can give you elaborate topics about this farming and the entire thing. Yeah, that's enough for today. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, you hit the notification bell so that you can just learn with me, learn and learn. Make sure you like, comment, for maybe you want a topic that I can discuss about, comment about that topic, then for me I'll dive into that topic, then we learn. Enough for today. Thank you my good people. That's enough for today. Goodbye till we meet. Cheers.